Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And holy moly, what a choppy day. Didn't get much price action going, didn't get much volatility. But fear not guys, because last Monday we had a very choppy day as well. And then followed by that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, thanks to some catalysts from FOMC and some earnings and stuff, we had some volatility, which gave us some good tradable moves for the week. Now today we had another choppy day, but we do have CPI later this week on Wednesday, okay? Now usually I would say the day before the big catalyst day would be choppy. A choppy day similar to how today was. But last Tuesday, the day before FOMC, it wasn't choppy. We actually had some volatility. So maybe if we're lucky tomorrow, we'll get some volatility. If not, we'll possibly chop heading into CPI, and then after CPI, after we see the inflation data, we'll get some volatility, okay? We'll talk more about the inflation data in tomorrow's video, but most important thing as traders, guys, the most important thing for us is volatility. Will we get some tradable moves, whether to the upside or to the downside? That is what we want, some tradable moves, some volume on the day, because with volume, we'll get some, usually we'll get some more bigger moves. Okay, more participants. But yeah, so we're looking at a daily chart. Okay, had a choppy day. All right, so I want to identify some key levels for us. All right, this chop will continue unless we get some scenarios that I'm about to mention. Okay, so on this daily chart, we have this white trend line. We have since March 13th low. We got a test here on April 26th low, a test here in early May. And then we had a recapture, okay, a recapture or a false breakdown setup last Friday. And I wrote in my Discord, in my general lean, that I was bullish as long as above 410, which is what this white trend line is based on. Okay, so based on this false breakdown setup and this rising white trend line, I figured, hey, above 410, I am leaning bullish as of right now in favor of more upside. However, we didn't get much upside with all this chop. Now, if we go to a smaller time frame, 15-minute candle, you probably see it on the 30-minute candle as well. We got a cup and handle here forming. Okay, we got the cup from Wednesdays to Fridays trading price action, and then today with all this chop is forming the handle. Okay, guys. So the breakout. All right. Usually a cup and handle is a bullish pattern, but we still must wait for confirmation, okay? Because we can get a cup and handle forming, and if the market makers feel like it, they just push this price down, and then we're all screwed because we want to jump the gun. Because we see a cup and handle, we want to jump the gun and get into some bullish plays. No, guys, we must wait for confirmation from our shepherd, the price action, okay? So what that means is I would like to see a breakout above 413.5 to 413.8 zone. Okay, so long above 413.8. All right, that will be a breakout above this cup and handle. We had a double top here, double top here. Okay, from Wednesday's high to Friday's high, that's a double top, which formed the cup. All right, if we break out above that, double top is canceled, and then this cup and handle pattern can play out how it's how we were taught. We were taught the bullish pattern, so it needs to clear resistance 413.8 to trigger more upside up to 415, 416, 417.5, and possibly up to 418.3 ish. Okay, bullish price action continues if we clear 413.8. guys, look to long if that happens. Now I do have support at 412, and then that critical support as mentioned from the daily chart at 410. All right, we break down this trend line at 410, guys. That is our trigger to go short. All right, you can try a short below 412. I tried a short below 412 this morning, and it played Uncle Charters. I actually got stopped out on that trade. Overall, small green day for me, but man, that breakdown of 412, I tell you, we had that double top, right? Double top right here. Okay, it's really a triple top if you count last Wednesday's action, but I was zoomed in. I saw a double top, and then we broke down 412. I entered short, and it played me, but I cut my loss, guys. That's the most important thing. And then I switched to long, you know, a little scalping to the upside. But overall, it was not a very tradable day. It was pretty choppy, but we had to be very tactical, especially that little stop loss hunt they did around 2 o'clock when we had more bad news about the bank, guys. Be careful with those bad news with the banks. Market makers love to fake us out. Remember back in March when they was giving us bad news about the bank, and now look what happened since then. Okay, manipulation, guys. Fundamentals bad, but we still get moves up to the upside. Manipulation. But guys, don't be a victim to that. Use that information to your advantage. All right? Use the price action. Above 413.8, look to long, and I gave you the price targets, okay? 415, 417.6s, 418.3ish, 420, and there's a gap still at 422. All right? Now the bearish case scenario, like I said, short, you could try short below 412. But I'll be a lot more bearish if we break down this trend line below 410. That would cancel the false breakdown setup we had last Friday. Okay, we cancel the false breakdown. That will be a good sign that this double top right here is a lower high, and we can head down to lower lows. We still got that double bottom around 404. More likely to break it down, but it will have to start with breakdown of 410, and it'll trigger a move to 48, 46, and then that 404 level, which is a lot weaker now after the double bottom. Can we get a triple bottom? Sure, but the odds are more likely that we either break through and go down to lower lows, or we get a false breakdown setup. Okay. So bearish case scenario starts or begins with the breakdown of this trend line below 410. Bullish case scenario continues with the breakout above 413.8. Guys, remember, these are not predictions. These are just trade setups, trade ideas. And for us to react unbiasedly, whatever the price action choose to do, we trade in that direction. Up, down, or chop. If it's chop, just scalp. All right? Triple Q, we had that 321 to 321.5 support zone. We cleared it last Friday. Today, we tested that level as a support. You can see we got the bounce. All right? It defended. We got a bounce. So overall, that is at least not bearish. Okay, so watch for the breakout above 324, long above 324. Stay bullish above 321, but long above 324 with 326.5, 328ish, and 331.5 in play. Okay, now if you want to get bearish, let's see if we get a rejection from 324 or a false breakout, but I would definitely look to short below 321. We had a breakout Friday. Today it treated like support. So if we break it down, that will be like a bull trap type of play. False breakout. All right, below 321, look to short with 319, 317.5, and 316 back in play. Okay, look to short below 321. Look to long above 324. IWM is looking bearish overall once again to me. You see this green trend line. We had multiple tests. The last test, which was the third test back on May 1st, we tested there, had strong rejection, selling pressure, and it triggered from 177 down to 168ish, almost a $9 move, okay? So once again, we tested that green trend line. We got selling pressure. Let's see if it happens again. Likely we'll get to a lower low this time. All right, so watch support at 173. 173 fails our support. Look to short below 173 with gap fill at 171.3ish, 170, and 167.4ish in play. Okay, if you want to look to long, needs to be above 175 to put 177 and 179.6 in play. Okay, so above 175, look to long. Below 173, look to short. Keep it simple, guys. Now here is Tesla. We had a very nice update on Friday. Today it gapped up, but it was, we got some selling pressure. Okay, that's a sign of exhaustion. Okay, not quite bullish, but it is not quite bearish neither, but it is a sign of exhaustion from the buying pressure. Okay, so there's support at 169. If this plays out, look to short below 169 with a back test of 165 back in play. If we break below 165, then last Friday's breakout was a false breakout, and we could see a lot more downside, maybe drop back down to 156s. Okay, so short below 169 with 165 in play. Below 165, our uncle is bear bias again. False breakout setup. Okay, 160, 162.5 is a gap fill. 160, and then 156 is the bottom of this bear, this trend line or bull flag, massive bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so that's the bearish case scenario. Short below 169. If you want to look to long, you can long above 173.5. That's a critical resistant, and that would put 176.5ish in play with the gap fill at 180ish above that. Okay, we still could go for the gap fill before a pullback, But like I said, it needs to clear 173.5 and 176.5. All right, short below 169, long above 173.5. Apple, all right, we're gonna keep this simple. With Apple, has some good earnings. It was able to pop the market up today. It chopped. We have an inside day candle trade setup where it's in the range of the previous day's candle. Okay, so based on that setup, we have the mother candle at 174.3. All right, if it clears that high, look to long 174.3. If it above that level, look to long with 176 and 178.5 in play. Okay, now there is support at 170.7. 170.7 is the critical support. If it fails, look to short. We can test this purple trend line that's keeping Apple in an uptrend since beginning of 2023, and it's now at 167.8. Okay, look to short below look to short below 170.7, and that would be in play. 167.8ish. Below 167.8ish, we finally break down this purple trend line, and maybe bears can take some control and give us more downside or a deeper sell-off. All right, let's keep it simple. Below 170.7, look to short. Above 174.3, look to long. Anything in between is chop. You don't have to be patient, wait for the right setup, or you can look to scalp. It's up to you. All right, now DXY overall chopping. All right, it's chopping. Not much going on, but there is support at 101. All right, 101 is support with 100.9 below that. So it's a cluster of support, but below 100.9 would definitely be bearish and favor lower lows down to 99.6, maybe lower down to 97.5. All right, now there's resistance at 101.7. It's going to have to clear that to put 102.2 and 102.8 and 103.5 back in play. Overall chopping on the DXY, but it's not quite looking bullish in my opinion. All right, VIX not quite looking bullish neither. All right, had a big sell-off today, choppy day, but it did close lower than it did last Friday. So like I said, not quite bullish, and there is support at 16. If it fails, we could possibly see 14 again. Okay, can't get bullish unless we get above 18.5 and 20. All right, if we break above it, let's see if it treated as support, because we broke above it on Thursday. 18.5, we broke above 18.5 on Thursday, but couldn't treat it as support. All right, so we'll see what happens. VIX right now is looking bearish. Okay, now here is the dark pool. Nothing went on with a choppy day like today. Not surprising to see the dark pool orders are pretty low. Nothing over $1 billion. There was a $208 million premium one, around 412.6, but to me that's not worth noting, but I show it to you guys anyways, just in case you guys find value in that. Now here is SPY, filtered for 500k premiums or above. Not much contracts today. Choppy day, not much went on. In total, about 17,000 contracts in total, mostly for puts, but nothing here that sticks out. Okay, nothing really sticks out. Same, even less than 3,000 contracts was traded today on QQQ. Nothing. IWM, just a bunch of block orders. A little over 21,000. That's pretty low as far as what it usually trades with contracts, but not much interest in the flows today. Very choppy day. Tesla, 81% in the puts. 12,000 a little over 12,000 contracts for puts, 3,000 in calls. Not much activity. Apple, neither with Apple, mostly in calls, but nothing that sticks out. And the VIX, all right, overall bearish for the VIX. Okay, so not much go on today, but you guys got my levels, you guys got the trade setups. All we got to do is trade it like sheeps and let the price action decide when it wants to go up or if it wants to go down. And if you want more content from Uncle Charles, please consider joining my Discord. Peace.